The Appellate Division First Department is now in session. Good morning, good afternoon, I think at this point. Welcome to the Appellate Division's virtual admissions ceremony. Ms. Guerrero, would you please proceed?
Thank you. Good morning, and may it please the court, I, Veronica Guerrero, counsel to this court's Committee on Character and Fitness, am honored to present 36 applicants to the court for admission to the bar. Each of these applicants has met all of the requirements necessary for admission to the New York State Bar. Further, I am pleased to report that the committee has examined the records of each and every candidate here this afternoon. Accordingly, and on behalf of the committee, I certify that each applicant here today does possess the requisite character and fitness to merit admission to the Bar of the State of New York. Therefore, I do hereby move for their admission.
Thank you, Ms. Guerrero. In advance of today's ceremony, my colleagues and I have considered this very important motion to admit these candidates to the bar, and they've authorized me to grant the motion. So your motion is granted. As always, Ms. Guerrero, I ask that you please extend the sincerest thanks of the court to the members of the Committee on Character and Fitness for continuing to make great efforts, particularly under these still extraordinary circumstances, to ensure that each of the candidates before us does indeed meet the important requirements for admission to the Bar of the State of New York. These committee members work pro bono without compensation, and my colleagues and I truly appreciate their service in helping to keep the admissions process running and functioning smoothly. So, thank you.
Thank you.
The clerk of the court, Susanna Rojas, will now administer the oath of office.
Good afternoon, Justice Renwick. Good afternoon, candidates. I will administer the oath in the form of a question. At the end, I will ask each one of you to unmute your microphones and respond by saying "I do" if you agree with the oath. At this point, I ask everyone to please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and to faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Attorney and Counselor at Law to the best of your ability? Please unmute your mic and respond by saying "I do."
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Congratulations, attorneys. You may please mute your microphones. Thank you. And lower your right hand.
Congratulations again to all of you on occasions as auspicious as this one. One of our members addresses you, and today that honor falls to my esteemed colleague, Justice Troy Weber.
Thank you very much, Justice Renwick. On behalf of my fellow justices, I would like to congratulate the newly admitted attorneys. I would also like to congratulate their parents, family, and friends who supported them both emotionally and financially. Traditionally, in the admission ceremony, the justices would proceed into the courtroom. Ms. Guerrero would present the candidates for admission to the court. If the motion were granted, the court officer would ask that the candidates please stand, raise their right hand. Ms. Rojas, as she just did, would deliver the oath, and the officer would then ask the attorneys to be seated. That change in status from candidate to attorney would not be lost upon the attorneys nor the audience. Obviously, we would be in our majestic courtroom with its magnificent dome ceiling and the beautiful murals which line the walls, and not in our respective homes and offices. Hopefully, one day soon, you will be able to see our courtroom in person as either a litigant or as a visitor. Please, however, do not think that because we are virtual in any way diminishes your accomplishment or your achievements. In fact, what you have achieved in these trying times and what you will continue to achieve is perhaps all the more commendable. You should all be very proud of yourselves, and you should definitely savor the moment with your family and friends. I must tell you that when the idea of virtual admissions was first broached, now over 2 years ago, it was met by skepticism by some. As you may have surmised, it required countless hours of planning, technological modifications, and a few miscues. However, we adapted, and that is the beauty and the hallmark of our profession. That is what being an attorney is all about, the ability to adapt, the ability to recognize an issue or a problem and to find a solution, and the ability to work together to do so. While thankfully we appear to be returning to some normalcy following the pandemic, unfortunately, we are now all confronted with extraordinary and unknown challenges, both personally and professionally. With the oath you have just taken also comes a set of principles and obligations that now becomes part of your life forever, whether you remain a practicing attorney or not. For the rest of your days, you and your actions will be judged in light of your education and your status as a member of this profession. As attorneys, you have the ability to strive to make our world a safer place for each of us, our families, as well as our individual communities. There are many vehicles for making a difference. It may be volunteering to assist those less fortunate who are in need with legal issues. It may be serving as a mentor to current law school students who are facing a myriad of issues which are multifaceted and which have not been faced by law school students in the past. It may be by joining a bar association or becoming more active in your law school or college alumni association. Please keep in mind also that you are not alone. If you feel unduly burdened or stressed, reach out to the numerous programs and groups which are there to assist you. No doubt, the practice of law is certainly in flux. Many of you have completed your law school experience almost entirely virtually. You may have interviewed for your first legal position virtually and have yet to step into an actual concrete office. While this may be frightening and uneasy to many, it is also in many ways exciting. If nothing else, the pandemic allowed us to think beyond what has been the norm, to explore new and arguably more efficient ways of practicing law. It has allowed us to explore what the practice of law can and should be. As Thurgood Marshall stated, each of you as an individual must pick your own goals. Listen to others, but do not become a blind follower. Do not wait for others to move. Move yourself. Where you see wrong, inequality, or injustice, speak out. As you are aware, last Monday, June 20th, we observed Juneteenth, or Emancipation Day. Juneteenth was declared a federal holiday in June 2021. One of the individuals hailed for her decades-long efforts in making it a federal holiday is Dr. Appellate Lee, who is also known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. Dr. Lee is a retired educator, and she continues to be an activist at the age of 95. When Juneteenth was declared a federal holiday, she stated, "I have persistence in my DNA. There's absolutely nothing that I start that I don't want to finish." Attorneys, I dare say that all of you also have persistence in your DNA. So be true to yourselves, plunge deeply, make that decision to try and follow through to the finish. You all bring fresh ideas and talents to a noble and great profession. Again, my congratulations to you all. Take care and thank you.
This admission ceremony is now concluded. This admission ceremony is now concluded. Court is adjourned. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you to the justices and